Hey guys, Mike from BlindsOnline.com. I'm here today going to explain on how to install your new zebra shade. Okay, when you initially receive the shade and you unpack the shade, you're going to basically get something that looks like this, and the top rail is going to be laminated with a piece of plastic. Okay, I've already removed that, but let's leave that for last, just so you don't get any fingerprints on the fabric wrapped top rail. All right, along with the product, you're going to get a minimum of 2 of these mounting brackets. Now, the number of brackets really is predicated upon the width of the shade, but again, you'll have a bare minimum of 2 of these guys. Now, these brackets are universal, and when I say universal, I mean that it can be used for 2 types of installations, the inside mount and the outside mount. If we're mounting inside the frame, typically we'll set the bracket as far back as we can in the window opening. And of course, if we were going to recess the complete rail, we're looking for about 3.5 inches of window depth. So this window frame should just about give us enough to recess it. And I've already mounted one of the 2 brackets here to speed things up. But before we mount this, I'd like to also show you how to mount this bracket should it be an outside mount. For an outside mount, rather than using the center hole, which is we're going to use for the inside mount, we're going to use the 2 rear holes. And those 2 holes are going to be lined up either on your window trim, as you see, or if you don't have window trim, directly to the wall, just like that. And you'll utilize the 2 holes, put a screw in each, and it's as simple as that. Okay, so now we're going to mount the second bracket so that we can install the shade in the opening. Before we actually install this, and today we're going to demonstrate an inside mount, I'd like to show you how the mounting bracket attaches to the shade, so there's no question on that. If you look at the very top of the shade, you'll see it has a lip. Okay, now don't confuse this front and back lip. We always want to attach the bracket to the rear lip, like so. Okay, the idea is to catch that lip with the curvature on the front of the bracket and then just simply snap it in. That's really all there is to it. So once this bracket is installed, the shade will come in and out really with no tools involved. Okay. Once we have and I would say when we go to mount these inside the frame, I would set the bracket back about 1 inch or so from the front of the opening. You could set it as far back as you feel comfortable with, but on average, 1 inch or so from the front to the back, like so. Now, a little tip. These shades are always a little bit easier to install with some sort of step stool or ladder, so that when you get up there to install it, you can see exactly where the bracket's getting hooked onto. Remember, we want this little lip on the front of the bracket to hook into the rear slot or the rear lip of this top rail, or what we call the head rail. Okay, so I'm going to get up there, just about line it as so, and sometimes it takes just a little pop, and guess what? The shade snaps right into place. Well, this one needs... Okay, so that's locked in place now. Okay, simply snapped in. You'll see it's a nice tight alignment. Once that shade is in place, we're going to take this little device here, which is our cord hold down. And the cord hold down is there strictly for child safety, so that a child doesn't get a hold of this and do some things that aren't so great. Okay, so it has a little hole in the center. We're just going to drive 1 screw through the center so that the cord is set and safe. Okay, well, we might need a screw a little longer than that, so let me just grab another screw. And we'll make sure that this guy is installed properly. Okay, so there you go. That's the finished product. Once it's installed, pull the rear cord, and that'll lower your shade. Pull the front cord, and that'll raise your shade. Now, these shades are designed so that when the fully lowered position, they should end up in the closed position. Okay, so from that point on, you can adjust it however you like. As you raise it, okay, you have some sheer, you have some privacy. So that's the beauty of the zebra shade, right? Looks like zebra stripes. So that's the complete and finished installation for a zebra shade inside mounted. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to call me. My name's Mike from BlindsOnline.com. Thanks for watching.